Hi everyone, it's so nice to meet you. My name is Casey from MeasureUp. Our business uses augmented and virtual reality technologies to accurately size and style clothing and accessories on digital platforms. Our product is different to anything available on the market because we actually measure body dimensions and use real customer images. We have developed an MVP which allows customers to try on rings virtually and get accurate sizing and styling recommendations. Meet Jack. Jack has been planning to propose to his partner, Lucy. He knows how important it is that this moment is magical and memorable. He gets in contact with boutique diamond dealer Peter to help him design the perfect ring. After months of planning, he decides to take Lucy on a perfectly planned holiday and decides to get on one knee overlooking crystal blue water. He pops the question and she says yes. But the moment wasn't perfect. Instead, the ring was too small and they had to celebrate without a ring for the next 2 months until they could get it resized. No photo of the perfect moment, no showing friends and family, and the ring needs to be cut and sized again. Jack could have used MeasureUp. We have partnered with Melbourne jewellery business owner Peter, who said 9 out of 10 engagement rings need to be resized because the sizing is incorrect. This results in a poor customer experience, additional costs, time, and a dampener on what could have been the perfect moment for Jack and Lucy. The MeasureUp application uses augmented and virtual reality technologies that capture an image on personal handheld devices. This generates a 3D lifelike avatar. We're then able to determine the exact measurements of the user to provide sizing and styling suggestions. This is different to anything currently available on the market, which simply overlays products onto generic customer avatars. MeasureUp provides accurate sizing recommendations, allows for virtual styling, creates upselling and cross-selling opportunities, increases customer satisfaction, increases revenues, and reduces the number of returns. Now, whilst we've developed an MVP that focuses on hands, the problem extends beyond this one body part. Meet Hector. Hector is 8 years old and just informed his mum that he needs new school shoes. So she orders some online in the last few days of holidays. They arrive the day before school and they're way too small. Here is an image of Hector having to wear his old school shoes, which really hurt his feet. No one likes seeing kids in pain. Wouldn't it be great if Hector's mum could take a picture of Hector's foot? It displays how he would look wearing the shoe and which size to order. Imagine every pair of shoes or clothing arriving in the mail and they fit perfectly, look exactly as they did in the picture, and you can wear them right away. Unfortunately, we've all experienced the disappointment of eagerly awaiting an item's arrival, only to find it wasn't what you expected. And then there's the hassle and cost and time of having to return an item, or you just never return it at all. MeasureUp fills the gap between in-store and online shopping platforms. So whether you're Hector, Hector's mum trying to buy activewear online, or Jack shopping for a ring, MeasureUp has you covered for the everyday and for the special day. There is no Australian or international sizing for clothing and apparel. There's a sizing variation from brand to brand and even between a single brand. Shoppers in the US returned 30% of apparel and footwear at a cost of $107 billion in lost revenue. And this doesn't include the cost of poor customer experiences. Whilst this is frustrating for customers, it's equally frustrating for business owners. As a small business owner myself, the number of returns I've had to process because garments don't fit customers is crazy. We envisage that MeasureUp will help the small business owner who has the lounge room, spare room, and garage all filled with stock, the big business who wants to reduce their cost of goods sold, online businesses who are trying to stay competitive, and bricks and mortar businesses who are trying to transition online. We have assembled the perfect team to solve this problem, combined with a background in fashion, finance, and technology. MeasureUp has developed an MVP, and we need your help to scale this into a commercial application. We would love your advice and assistance on key headwinds, including data science, infrastructure, and privacy. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and the MeasureUp team. I appreciate your time and I welcome any feedback or questions. And remember, MeasureUp is the global solution to the industry's sizing and styling problem. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Casey. And now we're going to have a short Q&A with the judges who will appear on screen now. And feel free to put any questions that you have for Casey and the team in the chat as well, if it's not covered by the judges.
So I have a question that's a little bit personal to myself. I actually have just purchased this ring online. I am a larger sized woman and therefore and I'm a member of a plus size fashion community, and people of larger size or who are at the very top end of the sort of standard sizing often find it really difficult to, as you say, there's no standard sizes and so forth. Would this be something that plus size people can use as well? Because I expect that there would be a massive market for that, for people avoiding the the embarrassment of going into it. Lots of change rooms and finding things don't fit.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's limited to anyone. I think anyone could use the service, going all the way from children to people who are, plus size, or people who are very petite. It is accommodating for anyone. There's no one size fits all, and that's what we understand, and that's why there is this problem in the industry that we are trying to fix, so everyone does feel comfortable. But yes, from speaking to a diamond dealer, he says that it can work for anyone. So yeah, that's the problem we're trying to fix.
Excellent. And my other question is, can you tell us a little bit more about how the size, so you showed a hand next to a sort of a little 5-cent piece or something. How would you do that with a whole body?
Yes, so at the moment, the technology is still being developed. It's in the early stages. However, now that technology is becoming more advanced and iPhones are having the LiDAR function in it, so they can recognize how far away you are from the screen, we are able to use data and computer science to be able to have pinpoints and markers on the body, and it will measure all different features of your body. But we are in the early stages of working on that at the moment, but we have got the hand kind of down packed.
Thank you.
No worries, thank you.
Casey, I'll jump in next. Great presentation. So we at Giant Leap have seen kind of a number of companies that have done kind of the hardware side of this, where you stand in front of a sensor and try and get the data collection there. It's essentially a data matching problem where you've got your body data matched to the clothing data. And it's amazing that you're building this new technology that's going to mean that people don't have to stand in front of the sensor and feel like a mannequin. So my question is on the other side of the data, so the clothing data. How are you thinking about building that data set so that you can effectively match somebody's size to the piece of clothing? Because I imagine every company has like slightly different size 9 shoes, or at least that's been my experience. So how are you thinking about building that data set?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So, those booths are really invasive, which is why we wanted to kind of steer away from that. We have spoken to businesses like Country Road, DeCuba and Dotty all about how we could do that from the other side. As we do have another business in the fashion industry, we do understand how patterns are made and the exact measurement. So businesses actually have those, how a t-shirt is measured. They can put those measurements into a computer or into the computer system, and then we are able to use that data and match that to a person. It's quite a difficult process, but the garments will be measured specifically and then matched to the user. So, if you try on a skirt, you will see that, oh, this size is a little bit too small or this is a little bit too big, because we will have the measurements of the actual garment as well as the user. I hope I explained that.
Great, thank you. Makes sense.
I'll go next. Hey, Casey and the team, great presentation. And I could definitely relate, and what you said, Charlie, as well. I ordered a large size from 3 different retailers a couple of months ago, and all of them had different sizing. So it's a bit of a problem. But my question is from more of the customer side of it. The platform that you have created, is that the target market for that is individual customers like us, like me, and download an app, or would you be focusing and working with retailers or the jewelry stores so they offer it natively on their own platform? For example, I'm ordering online on a platform and I can upload my picture there and I can see the products that fit my size essentially, or do I go to your platform, find my size, and then go to those retailers and order
Yeah,
online?
sure. That's a great question. So at the moment, we are looking at developing an app that users can download. And once they have uploaded their hand, if we start with their hand, then they're able to shop on websites like Tiffany, if we were to partner with Tiffany, and shop directly through those websites and log into a profile, which will show their hand, and then you can style and size their products. So we will be working with businesses. It'll be a B2B, but customers will benefit from this service. I think that, you know, businesses have a lot of returns, and I think this product can really benefit them as well as customers. So it is a bit of a dual problem in the industry.
Great. Any other questions from judges?
I just wanted to really, really quickly say that you didn't mention it in the presentation, but I think it's a really important part of this is going to be the environmental impact and the environmental benefit of not having so many returns of so much fast fashion happening in the industry. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a really big problem. And sustainability, I think it will help, you know, eventually you could go into tailoring and have, you know, custom made products that will reduce the waste even further, and less products will end up in landfill, which will be really great.